Hello everyone. Today we will have obstetric lecture. Now we are studying the various disorders during pregnancy. We had discussed anemia during a pregnancy in a previous lecture. In anemia, common anemia was iron deficiency that we had seen. Anemia, that is iron deficiency anemia, which we had seen in last lecture, that is the common type. That is why we had discussed about that anemia. There are other types of blood disorders or types of anemia also during pregnancy, but those are not so common. So we had discussed about iron deficiency anemia. Now second disorder we will see is diabetes during pregnancy. That is called as gestational diabetes. That is GDM. It is called as gestational diabetes mellitus. This is the definition of GDM is it is the carbohydrate intolerance of variable severity with onset or first recognition during the pregnancy. It is the definition, but for simplifying this definition, that is the carbohydrate intolerance. That means the onset of diabetes during the pregnancy. That means it is recognized during pregnancy. So that is called as gestational diabetes because it is identified or it is diagnosed during pregnancy. So it is gestational diabetes mellitus. That is called as GDM. Gestational diabetes mellitus. Usually it is seen during second or during third trimester. Usually this glucose intolerance is seen during late pregnancy, that is mid trimester or second trimester or third trimester. Usually it is not seen in first trimester because during first trimester commonly there is nausea, vomiting, that is morning sickness. So usually this diabetes doesn't develop or doesn't diagnosed in this trimester. So usually this is the symptom of second and third trimester. Now common factors associated with this GDM are there is family history of diabetes. Usually it is from maternal side, that is diabetic history from her mother side. So we should take proper history during our ANC. We should take proper family history. As we had seen in ANC, history part is very important because of these factors. If patient have a family history of diabetes, especially from her maternal side, there are chances of diabetes during her pregnancy to diagnose in the late trimester. So we can advise about diet, about exercise, about proper avoidance of sugar and sugar products. So history taking is very important. So first of all, family history. Secondly, history of overweight baby, 4 kg or more weight of baby during her previous pregnancy. So previous birth of baby which is overweight, that is more than 3.5 to 4 kg. If patient give the history of overweight baby birth, then we can diagnose that there may be occurrence of diabetes during that pregnancy also, and it can be severe in this pregnancy also. So previous history. Again there may be previous history of stillbirth, that is death of baby immediately after delivery. If patient gives the history of stillbirth, we can suspect about diabetes. Next is there is usually sudden weight loss during pregnancy. If ANC record shows good curve of her weight, but there is tremendous weight loss during second trimester, then we can suspect of diabetes. This is not the reason of weight loss. This is not the perfect reason, or this is not the only reason for weight loss, but this can be the reason for weight loss. So we have to be careful during recording weight. Second is patient may give history of repeated vaginal infections, especially candidiasis during second trimester. We can think of diabetes. Again, this is not the only reason for genital infections during pregnancy, but this can be the reason for repeated infections. I am saying repeated infections. It is not that there is candidiasis to a lady during pregnancy, that means she is a diabetic lady. No, repeated infections may be the reason of maybe there is reason of diabetes. Then again other things are associated factors are obesity, maybe slight hypertension. Again some factors of dietetic history. If she have history of excessive sugar in diet, that may lead to diabetes. Lack of exercise, stressful life, psychological factors are again there. age factor, it is more than 30-35, that can be also the factor associated. Then patient may have some patient educated by patient, or some patient may complain of there is fruit smell urine, that is we can call it as glycosuria. Then that can be the thing patient can express during ANC session. So these are the things which are related with diabetes. We can suspect of diabetes according to these common things. Again, a patient may have cramps, especially weakness while walking and all, slight dyspnea on exertion. So these are some factors which can hint about diabetes. For that we have to now during ANC, if we notice anything from that, like there is repeated candidiasis, there is weight loss, repeated infections, complaint of cramps, leg cramps, weakness, glycosuria, dietetic history, family history, then we can group the patients accordingly: high risk group, low risk group. If patient have positive family history of diabetes, if patient have weight loss, if patient have repeated infections, then she may be labeled as a high risk group patient. And patient with low risk factor, like patient does not have family history but there is weight loss during second trimester, there is infections, baby history of overweight baby, so we can label the patients accordingly. Patient with all the clinical features, all the history points, they are high risk patients, and patient with less factors, they are low risk patients. So we can label the patients according to their history and family history, drug dietetic history, previous obstetric history. According to that we can group the patient. And why grouping is important? Because high risk patient, we should aware about the diabetes, complications of diabetes, clinical features of diabetes, about the proper counseling about the diet, exercise. So we can label the patients according to group and we can counsel them accordingly. So this is about the diabetes, usually the factors associated with diabetes during pregnancy. Now effects of diabetes during pregnancy. Usually this diabetes, whenever it is present during pregnancy, that causes the effects on mother as well as on fetus, as well as during pregnancy, during labor. So all the things are related with the pregnancy and duration, and consequences are related with mother, fetus as well as labor. So first of all, complications or effects of diabetes on mother. During pregnancy, common effect of diabetes is abortion. This is the main cause of abortion, as we had seen in many types of diseases or many type of conditions in obstetric. I am telling you there are high risk factors like diabetes, hypertension. So now these are the diseases which we count during the sessions of we had seen about abortion, we had seen in IUD. So these are the high risk things which are associated in pregnancy and that causes the complication. So first complication is abortion. Diabetes during pregnancy causes repeated spontaneous abortion. Usually this is uncontrolled diabetes which cause abortion, but diabetes of any range also leads to abortion. So patient with history of repeated spontaneous abortion may be suspective of diabetes. So first complication of diabetes during pregnancy is abortion, repeated abortions. Second is preterm labor, that is labor or delivery before the date, expected date. That is the complication of diabetes. It leads to preterm labor, that is labor before date. So the baby is also preterm baby, and complications of baby because of the less weight and organs are not developed as it's a premature baby. So again there are complications of pediatric complications are seen. That is preterm baby and preterm delivery. Next is infection. As we had seen, there are many types of infections along with diabetes, because diabetes is the disease which is very slow to cure the infection. Our patient gets the infections at very fast rate and a very slow recovery is seen in diabetic patient. So chances of various types of infection, right from respiratory tract to genital tract, all the infections are seen because of the diabetes during pregnancy. Patient may have repeated respiratory tract infection. Patient may have genital infections. Patient may have gastric complaints. So skin infections, all the infections are seen during pregnancy because of diabetes. Next complication is heart diseases or complications of cardiovascular system. Patient may have dyspnea, breathlessness. Patient may develop mitral stenosis. Patient may have various types of heart disease, various types of disorders related to cardiovascular system, along with this diabetes. So this is the main important complication because it can lead to cardiac arrest and death, maternal death during pregnancy. So all the cardiovascular complications are associated with diabetes. Also it leads to polyhydramniosis, that is excessive amniotic fluid during pregnancy. So because of diabetes, we had seen hydramniosis and we had discussed there is excessive production of fluid and there is less absorption of fluid by baby. So these all the factors, all these two reasons are seen in diabetes. Because of diabetes of mother, there may be excessive production of fluid, and because of the diabetic mother, baby is not able to absorb the fluid. So because of two factors, that is excessive production, less absorption, there is increase in the level of amniotic fluid that we called as hydramniosis. So because of hydramniosis, again complications like patient may have breathlessness, dyspnea, excessive weight gain, and patient may go in preterm labor, preterm delivery, preterm baby. So all the complications related to that are seen. So these are the main complications. Again, other complications are diabetic retinopathy. Retinopathy is the ophthalmic complication which is usually seen in diabetic patients. So ophthalmic complications are seen. Diabetic neuropathy, this is also a common thing. Also renal diseases are seen, or in some severe cases it may be renal failure in pregnancy. So all these complications are seen because of diabetes during pregnancy. Just to summarize the complications, first complication and common complication is abortion, repeated spontaneous abortion. Next is preterm labor, preterm baby, preterm delivery. Next is various types of or all types of infections, repeated infections. Next is increased incidence of preeclampsia, so hypertension associated with pregnancy. So PIH with diabetes is commonly seen. So preeclampsia, eclampsia, these are also complications because of diabetes. Next is hydramniosis, excessive amniotic fluid because of diabetes. Next is cardiovascular complications, cardiac arrest leading to death. Neuropathy, all types of neuropathies, retinopathy, and important is renal diseases with diabetes. So these are the complications of diabetes during pregnancy. Now complications of diabetes during labor. Those are the complications which are seen during labor. The complications are there is prolonged labor or increased increased duration of labor. Because of diabetes, patient may go in prolonged labor. There are stages of labor, and the stages of labor are actually categorized for particular hours. Like first stage of labor, it will be for primipara patient, it will be 10 to 12 hours. For second or multipara patient, it is 4 to 5 hours. Then second stage of labor will be 1 to 2 hours. So like that, particular stages of labor have its duration. But in diabetes, this is prolonged labor. Patient goes in labor, but there is very excessive time interval between these stages of labor, and labor is prolonged. So patient may got exhausted, patient may go in shock, and because of excessive pain, infection, and all the complications, patient may die. So prolonged labor, large size baby, so obstructed labor. Complications during labor like rupture of uterus, obstructed labor that may leads to death of patient. PPH, that is the postpartum hemorrhage, which is also common seen along with diabetes. Then various types of injuries because of oversized baby, obstructed labor, prolonged labor. So all these things are seen. Again complications, diabetic is the complication for operative procedures also. So cesarean is also a very critical for this patient. So these are the complications during labor. After labor also, after delivery also, patient may have slow recovery of infections. So patient may have various types of genital infections, abdominal infections, and other infections. Patient may have sepsis, various types of sepsis, and may go in septic shock, there may be lactation problems, there may be other cardiovascular problems, renal problems. So various types of multi-organ complications are seen with diabetes if it is not controlled basically. So these are the effects of diabetes on mother and during labor. Now effects of diabetes on fetus. So fetus, as we had seen, because of diabetic mother, baby may have growth problems. So there may be congenital abnormality in baby, growth may be diminished. So IUGR babies. So fetal microsomia is very common because of this diabetic mother. There is hyperglycemia of maternal circulation. There is increased level of glucose is increased in mother, sugar level is increased in mother, and because of this there is development of fetal macrosomia. So important complication is fetal microsomia. Second is congenital malformation. As we had seen, there are various types of congenital diseases which are seen in these types of babies. There may be IUD, chances of intrauterine death of baby, IUGR baby, as we had seen. Stillbirth, that is immediately baby may die after delivery. Baby may born with multi-organ diseases like renal diseases. Baby may have some genital problems. Baby may have hormonal diseases. So all the complications or congenital diseases are seen with diabetic mother. These are the things which are complications of diabetes during pregnancy, during labor, and complications after labor and complication of baby. So this is about diabetes. Now investigations or proper diagnosis of diabetes is very important, because these are the things which we had seen. These are things which we see when there is uncontrolled diabetes. If diabetes is controlled, the glucose level or sugar level is in range, or it is controlled by medicines or diet, exercise, then complications, chances of all these types of complications are reduced. So we have to control this diabetes, and for controlling of diabetes we have to diagnose the condition. So I told you that we have to make the groups, high risk group, low risk group, and depending on that we have to keep a careful watch on them, about their weight gain, about their various things are there. Routine investigations, and very common investigation for diabetes is required, that is the sugar level. It is very common, we all are known about glucometer. By using the glucometer we can just do the random sugar of patient, and by that random sugar level we can know the exact level of the sugar in her body. So we can advise for fasting glucose postprandial, that is PP, we call it as fasting and PP blood glucose level we can do. And for perfect diabetes level we have to advise HbA1c, that is the glucose level in her body. We can know about the glucose or sugar level for 3 to 6 months. So we all advise these types of investigations. So investigations are very common and easily available. So we can diagnose diabetes at very early stage by grouping the patient, and investigations are all the routine investigations, and plus that in that we have to do blood sugar analysis, and if necessary HbA1c. And if patient is categorized as a diabetic patient, then we have to repeat her glucose levels. Depending on the level of blood glucose, we have to advise per month investigation, or glucose monitoring by 15 days, by monthly, by 2 months, 3 months, whatever duration we need to advise, depending on her diet, exercise, and other high risk factors. So these are the main investigations we advise. Now management of diabetes. Basic management is as we had seen, obstetric patients are usually treated as a preventive as well as curative aspect. So in prevention we advise about the counseling. So proper counseling of patient is very important, because diabetes is also a condition which is associated with diet and exercise and other psychological factors, obviously. So we have to advise about the proper counseling of diet, what to eat, what not to eat, and what exactly the content of her diet. Excessive sugar or excessive sweets, that means it is not a balance or it is not a complete diet. So we should advise about the right quantity of each type of food category, that is carbohydrate, protein, minerals, all the things she should include in her diet during her pregnancy. So proper dietetic advice is very important. So counseling about the diet. Next is regular exercise during pregnancy is also very important, because lack of exercise leads to glucose intolerance and leads to diabetes. So proper exercise, light exercise are advised for the pregnancy patient. Next is about psychological things, excessive stress, anxiety, all the tension factors, these all leads to diabetes during pregnancy. So we can advise about the various types of psychological exercise, various types of yogas and other things. So these things we should advise to prevent for diabetes. If also patient is found to be diabetic, we have to advise about the diet, because many times diabetes is just on the border of the sugar level. Basically for diabetes and for investigation, we have to know about the sugar levels. What are the fasting sugar levels, what are the PP sugar, what is the HbA1c range. So just study about the normal reports of diabetic patient. So if her sugar is just 140, 160, then we can advise or we can control the diabetes just by the proper diet and proper exercise. So dietic and all the things which are we give in the counseling session, that are important for the prevention of diabetes, as also it is important for the diagnosed patient, newly diagnosed patient as a diabetic, which in which the sugar range is just slightly increased. So these are the preventive factors during ANC session. Next thing is curative, that means the active treatment for diabetes. We have to give we cannot call it as anti-diabetic, but there are various types of diabetic drugs which are available and which are safe during pregnancy. So many types of diabetic medicines are available. Metformin is the usually it is a safe tablet. Metformin 500 grams we can safely give during pregnancy. Depending on the sugar level, the dose of diabetic tablets are advised. So strictly these types of medicines should be given in proper guidance of the gynecologist, obstetrician, or whatever physician is available, because if we give the dose which is in high quantity, that will lead to hypoglycemia during pregnancy, and that leads to decreased sugar of patient, and that may complicate with her death, fetal death. So we have to give the proper dose according to sugar level. So we can start with the diabetic treatment with first of all the tablet forms, and then if there is uncontrolled diabetes, in some patient diabetes does not control by the tablets, then in that case we give the insulin. This is usually seen in the obese patients, patient with high age group, patient with strong family history of diabetes, patient with other high risk factors, patient with previous drug history or any other long medicinal history. So in that patients there is usually uncontrolled type of diabetes. The range is very high, it is more than 300 to 400, and in that case we have to start with insulin. I guess you all know about the insulin. It is the injection which is given as intradermal injection, just given on the skin, or it is given intradermally. Insulin syringes are available. Again, insulin types of insulin are again there are human insulin, and it is available in the various types of forms. Usually it is mixed insulin injection, which is very common and safely given during pregnancy. Again, it should be given under proper guidance of obstetrician along with physician. So dose of insulin, type of insulin, it is categorized according to the sugar level, and it is adjusted. Again, if we give the excessive dose or large dose of insulin, that leads to severe hypoglycemia and death of patient. So again, it should be given under proper supervision. So insulin is the proper treatment for uncontrolled diabetes. For normal level of sugar increase, we can give the tablet form of diabetic medicines. After that, we have to be very careful after delivery of these diabetic patients, because after delivery also we have to keep a watch on the sugar level, whether it is increasing or whether it is decreasing. So we have to do the sugar levels after delivery also, and depending on the sugar level we have to advise the diabetic treatment for during her puerperium, that is after delivery period, because in that period she is in the lactation phase, she is giving she is doing breastfeeding. So depending on that, again medicines and other things are adjusted. So puerperium is the period where the patient have to be breastfeed the baby. So depending on that we have to be careful about the sugar levels, and depending on sugar level we adjust the treatment of diabetes. Again in this phase also we have to advise about the proper diet, because in Indian style after delivery many sweets and other things are given to patient, but in diabetes we have to strictly avoid all these things. So proper dietic advice and also proper exercise. Even after delivery light exercises are advised if a patient has not undergone the cesarean section and all. So all these things we have to do for the diabetic patient. So that is diabetes during pregnancy. We had seen anemia during pregnancy, and second topic is diabetes during pregnancy. These are the various types of diseases we are seeing which are commonly seen along with pregnancy. See, there is pregnancy. Pregnancy is not a disease, that is a physiological change where there is growth of baby in the maternal uterus, and during that phase the patient is undergoing some physiological changes, and these changes may develop into some disease like condition, but that can be treated. That may present during that pregnancy, that may subside after that, or patient may have continuous type of illness suffering from because of this. Patient may have hypertension during pregnancy, but after pregnancy that hypertension automatically resolves. In some patient there is diabetes during pregnancy, and diabetes or the level of sugar level is normal after the delivery of baby. So all these things are very common during pregnancy. So anemia during pregnancy, diabetes during pregnancy that we had seen. So you have to check the detail about the diabetic levels, sugar levels, fasting, PP and HbA1c. And just for your knowledge, go through the diabetic medicines which are available in the market. Some are useful during pregnancy and they are safe during pregnancy for a baby. Some are safe during puerperium for breastfeeding. So just go through it. For your exam point of view, all these things are not necessary. So we can just write about the medicinal, like we give the diabetic medicine in the tablet form, and if it is sugar level are more than 300 to 400 or it is increased uncontrolled diabetes, we can give the insulin injections. Only that much is sufficient for our exams. So that is diabetes during pregnancy.